Welcome to Seven Trumpets Prepper, and to another edition of Off the Prepper's Bookshelf. Now, in this one, I've got a very special book for you. I think it's one of the absolute best books for prepping and homesteading, period. My wife purchased this book at the Expo in Dayton, Ohio. It was the Prepared Inspired Expo, I believe it was, last year of 2014. And I have thoroughly put this book to use. You can see the abuse from reading and reading. Now, it covers so many things. I can't even begin to tell you how many things is in this book because it is literally a Bible of knowledge. Now, what I did do is always, I've marked off the things that I want to share with you that I think are very useful. First off, forgive me, I've got essential oils on the book too from laying my oil bag on it at one point in time. But the book is by Abigail R. Garrig, and it is the Illustrated Encyclopedia of Country Living. Now, you can get this book online, and you can get it at Lowe's. I have seen it at Lowe's as well. Now, this is one of the things that I'm very interested in doing this year is beekeeping. It's something that I'm definitely going to try to invest in, especially when I go to the Mother Earth News Fair in North Carolina, hoping to find some stuff to get started in that. So it's got beekeeping in it. It's got all sorts of things about animals and livestock, and so on in the front sections. But now another thing that is great, I think, for people new to prepping and homesteading is canning. My grandmother was a person that would can like crazy. If you've seen Doomsday Preppers, my episode on Doomsday Preppers, a lot of that canning was done by her, my mom, dad, me, and my wife. All of us pitched in and helped at some point in time. Even my son over the years. And so anyway, canning is a great thing to know, and it takes you through this in depth, how to do it. I want to show you right here. There is a graphic right here showing you how to fill up your canner, how to put everything in there. Now, obviously, you can vacuum seal things. If you've seen that video I've done right there on vacuum sealing, there's that option nowadays. But for years, we've done the pressure canning method. And so anyway, there's a lot of info in there about if you're wanting to pressure can your own things. Now, always be careful, especially if you're new to this. Be extremely careful because, man, it is literally like having a bomb. Fooling with a pressure canner if you're not careful. And now moving on through here, there's a lot of information about vegetables and so on, other things, and how to do it. But now one of the things that I'm very interested in from this book is edible wild plants. Now, there is a lot of resources out there for edible wild plants. Matter of fact, there's even these little playing cards that you can put in your bug out bag, and right there, they're edible wild foods. Great thing to give out to your kids, scouts, just as a gift to a friend. Very affordable and maybe a life-saving prep one day. But anyway, this book right here goes in depth on that as well. And not only that, but propagating your bushes and things like that. So if you want to carry it on, you can. So anyway, moving forward, then you get into a lot of the things you'd want to do on the homestead, like woodworking, doing your own construction and stuff, and it shows you how to do things with the old techniques. I always enjoyed carpentry, especially in construction trade and when I was in school. And so anyway, a lot of the good information there about that. And I'm sorry, I can't cover everything in this book. You're going to have to buy it. Another thing here is building chicken pens. Now, I'm going to help my son build a bunch of these this year. We're going to go with the triangle hutches because being able to chicken tractor them around. He ain't a fan of that, but just the fact of the mobility and the affordability to build it, I've got to cut costs this year because the kid's getting into a massive chicken operation. So that right there is going to be probably the route we go with that. But anyway, got a lot in there about poultry and livestock. This is something me and my wife has been passionate about over the years is candles and candle making. It goes into detail on how to make your own candles. It shows you the steps, the process, how to boil that down, the wicking and everything. Great section there. Moving over, another great thing for homestead and prepping is soap. I like it how that they have the natural soap. I don't want anything that's unclean up on my body. Furthermore, I don't want to be making soap with anything unclean. And so they go into detail on that, how to do it in the natural soap bars. And I love the natural smelling soap and how wonderful it feels on your body if you do it right. This is another one. Spinning your own wool, making your own clothing and things like that. Cannot wait to get the sheep industry going this year. This is something that I'm going to be studying over the year 2015, is learning to spin my own wool. And I think the antique shop, I seen a wool spinning thing. There was somewhere not long ago, and I'd love to be able to get a hold of one of those and refurb it for modern day use. Now, a great section of the book, yes, on a prepping channel, disaster preparedness. And it's got great content in here, just an overview for people, and I love how it's just subtly in the middle of the book, and it covers a multitude of things, and plus make sure you get your first aid, just all the good things, that just the simple basics that people should take time to know. This section, energy, totally passionate about alternative energy, and anybody that's followed this channel for years knows how I feel about alternative energy. Now, I'm not going to give you a spoiler alert on that and let you know what I was in there, but one of the things that I've yet to build on the channel, yet to do for a customer privately, is hydropower. And I'm looking forward to the opportunity to ever arise where I can do hydropower. They've got some really micro hydropower nowadays. This book goes over it with you and how to do your own micro hydropower, and yes, solar and you name it. So there's that aspect for those that want a homestead. I want to show you this. Check out that wind turbine. Wish that was in my backyard. Not coveting my neighbor's goods, just saying that's awesome wind turbine. Moving on. This right here, I want to take this opportunity and show you that chart. These charts you see on wind power and stuff, be not deceived. You can get small wind power anywhere in the world. You just can't put a big 5 kilowatt wind turbine in the backyard and expect it to turn. That's not going to happen, folks, unless you're on the coastlines or in the mountains and stuff. But small wind, you can just use it just about anywhere in the world, so don't be deceived at all these charts you see nowadays. Moving on. Right here was really neat. This is how to make your own hydroponic system. And they go over it, a very affordable thing to do with a tub. And matter of fact, I think I'm just going to build this project this year and on the channel and show that I think that's pretty beneficial, a little system. And just the fact that you use some styrofoam, the little black cups, a simple pump, and some good growing material. All you need is the light, and you're ready to rock and roll with that. And I mean, all the components to buy for that right there, you're probably talking $30, $40 for a good system right there. So that's something to consider. Moving on is Terrace Garden. I think it's neat that they cover this in the book, and I'm just sharing my points of view out of the book. Like I said, it's a mountain of material. I've never seen so much information on homesteading and prepping. Right here is terracing. I think this is neat and may get the most out of your land, because where I live, my house, it has a big hill behind it, and I think that that would be really neat to develop that. Moving on. The section right here for community, I think it's really neat, and to me, one of the best sections in the entire book. Talking about how to put together community, how to make the most out of community. Figuring out the roles for everybody to help out, and a lot of the things that you can benefit from, using the things off your land to turn it around and sell it for a profit, and not only that, but help to continue what you're wanting. And of course, I mean, it's got even natural medicine in it, the herbal remedies, and so many things. I can't even just begin to mention all, but the last thing that I really want to cover in this right here is that if you take the time to go online and search, and this book right here has a mountain of material in the back to help you with that, assist you in it, is that if you are one of these people that choose to go to homesteading, if you choose to go to prepping, and you're growing your own food, you're raising your own livestock, not only is there tax advantages to that for you, but also you can find these co-ops and marketplaces that you can go and sell your materials and things like that for. And so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to show you right here off this book for Tennessee. For anybody that lives in Tennessee, especially in the eastern Tennessee area, I can highly recommend Three Rivers Market. It is down there in Knoxville off Broadway, and that is a local co-op for people to bring their own things that they've made and the things that they've grown and so on. and sell that within the community to people that want natural things, because a lot of people don't want GMO, they want to grow their own stuff. And so anyway, this right here even has that in it to help you network and resource with other people that's out there. So I mean, there is literally just about everything you would want to know for prepping, homesteading, and living your own life independent out there away from Uncle Sam and everything else. It's right there for you in that book. And I encourage you to get you a copy of it. It's probably one of the top 10 books for prepping and homesteading I'd ever recommend and thoroughly enjoyed. So until we see you again here at Seven Trumpets Prepper Channel, guys, I hope you have a most blessed day in Yahushua's name.